have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah, get that money.
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
He
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
Netflix has given Mayweather some financial advances, and we're talking millions of dollars. I don't know exactly, but when I threw out a figure, they said it's even higher than what I threw out. And I threw out multiple millions of dollars. That Netflix has provided some money. That Floyd apparently has taken the contracts that he's had and has gone to a lender and said, look, I'm going to be earning all of this money. Here's the signed contract proving so. And then that the lender has given him some cash up front based on that as well. So he's basically taken these numerous advances on the earnings that he's going to take. And
it's just the truth. Floyd is so badly hurting for money that this is the stuff he's doing. Knowingly signing contracts for a pro fight just to go and publicly undermine it while taking a cash advance.
I mean, whether you're flying on private jets or you're staying at first-class hotels or you're, buying expensive jewelry and cars and bags and...
Journalist Lance Pugmare noted that Netflix is reportedly taking legal action against Floyd Mayweather Jr. after he allegedly backed out of the Manny Pacquiao rematch. Pugmare explained that since Mayweather already accepted millions in advance payments, legally withdrawing now could put him in severe legal jeopardy.
Advances on the earnings that he's going to take. And look, as we look at this situation, guys, it strikes me that we know how precious Floyd's O is on his record. 50-0, unbelievable career. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. But he's also, it appears to be in financial straits. And the two great loves of his life, money and that zero, are conflicting with each other right now. And he's in a pickle. He's in dire straits, so to speak. And how this exactly is going to play out, you would imagine that Floyd Mayweather will come to his senses and say, look, I have no choice but to participate in this fight. I've got to be at my best and win this.
Not still on, and I got all the receipts, but I won't speak on it until this day is over. Don't want people thinking this is a joke. BTW, who gave Ian my number, and why is he calling me? He should be more concerned about calling the guy who scammed.
The outlet questioned why a Netflix-linked individual named Ian was calling them instead of contacting the person behind the alleged scam. Wade Plemons added that if Mayweather tries to breach his contract with Netflix, similarly to past boxing disputes, he will face serious legal fallout.
That they pay him some insane amount of money or he wasn't going to fight Deji while he was at the venue. And they wanted to change gloves and do all this stuff. And I think they actually did it. They paid Floyd to do it. And I've seen this with a bunch of his exhibitions. And obviously we know about the Logan Paul situation, how Floyd shopped his fight to a different company after essentially scamming royalty like Prince whoever in Dubai and stole his money. This is insane. Now he's trying to do it to Netflix. Oh yeah, he's 100% about to get sued because Team Pacquiao says Floyd Mayweather signed 3 contractual agreements for a professional fight against Pacquiao. 3 separate agreements. They also claim Floyd Mayweather has been paid for signing these 3 agreements and has also taken out a cash advance payment on his purse for the fight. They also say Floyd Mayweather is officially in breach of contract for public.
Boxing trainer Teddy Atlas stated that Mayweather's severe gambling habits and reckless spending patterns have caused him to bleed through a massive portion of his fortune over time. Atlas highlighted that this situation reflects escalating contractual tension and potential legal backlash.
Misery. So, as I said earlier, I don't like that, but I understand the world out there, and I understand putting yourself in that position. If he put himself in that position, some people will say, he's suing now because of his gambling habits, which was not hidden. It was not a secret. He would post, not Teddy Atlas talking about anything that wasn't out there. He would post some of his tickets, his betting tickets that he bet, and they were large bets. And so some people will say, oh yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Stephen Espinosa.
Joe Rogan pointed out that while Floyd Mayweather Jr. reigned as boxing's biggest pay-per-view attraction for over a decade, his poor financial choices and refusal to adapt have led to completely avoidable long-term money crises.
Spends money like it's a tap. Like he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like there's all these lawsuits, like he hasn't been paying things and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come.
Tasha K explained that despite the public illusion of extreme wealth, the backstage reality is highly complex. She noted that generating astronomical career earnings does not automatically guarantee financial security when hidden liabilities and massive overhead pile up.
Hey, what is the oldest in the book, y'all? Y'all know, when y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captive, in Dubai is because he had owed them money and they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network, that publicized.
Analyst Fannin explained that the true controversy began the moment Floyd Mayweather Jr. accepted an advance payment from Manny Pacquiao's camp. He emphasized that this deposit was not just a casual gesture of interest but a binding agreement that committed Mayweather to an official professional bout. Fannin noted that once the money changed hands, the firm expectation was that this fight would move forward as a legitimate contest. He further stated that any subsequent disputes over the fight's official status became Mayweather's sole responsibility only after he cashed that advance.
Pacquiao's people took an advance, right, which is money, against the fight with Manny. Watch this. He took an advance in that fight. He said, okay, I'll fight Manny, but I need an advance. After he got the advance, to my understanding, there then became an issue of whether or not the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd would be an exhibition or whether it would be a real fight. Now, let me tell you why there's a value in that for Manny Pacquiao. Because Manny Pacquiao wants to get his get back in the ring, a real fight with Floyd. He also, for Floyd, what's at risk is his undefeated record. Because Manny Pacquiao has been a relatively active fighter, more active than Floyd has against actual world-class fighters. That's not what Floyd's been doing. Now, after the deal is done, now there's a debate between, or an issue about whether it's going to be an exhibition or whether it is going to be.
Fannin continued his analysis, explaining that prior to the dispute, the agreement was built on mutual understanding that both camps were aligned on a sanctioned professional bout. He noted that once the legitimacy of the fight was brought into question, the blame shifted away from Pacquiao's team, who had already fulfilled their financial obligations. Fannin added that this sudden uncertainty created a massive problem for Pacquiao, who signed the contract expecting official recognition, high financial returns, and the competitive legacy of a real fight. If those terms are violated, Pacquiao's camp is stripped of what they bargained for, turning this into a massive breach of contract.
That is the contention of Manny Pacquiao. He only brought that issue up after he got the advance. So if he got an advance, he put money in his pocket that he needed in his pocket. And then after that, he's going to switch up and say, no, I don't want to have an exhibition. I don't want to have a real fight. I want to have an exhibition. And as a result, he's depriving Manny Pacquiao of the benefit of the bargain that Manny gave him when he got that advance. Because the advance is there because Manny agreed, assuming that it was going to be a real fight and not an exhibition, because there's no reason between these two guys to have an exhibition for 3 rounds and waste a bunch of people's money where there's nothing on the line, which means Manny can't get his get back and Floyd keeps his 50-0. So it looks like Floyd's trying to get slick and switch it up. And at the same,
Floyd's business mogul friend 50 Cent predicted this downfall years ago, warning that Floyd Mayweather Jr. would eventually run into financial trouble due to his unchecked spending habits. He explained that this wasn't a random guess, but a clear observation derived from Floyd's daily lifestyle choices. 50 Cent stated that Floyd's constant reliance on luxury, flashy spending, and high-end upkeep would slowly evaporate his wealth, regardless of his record-breaking fight purses. He stressed that making hundreds of millions means nothing without proper wealth management, noting that Floyd's spend fast, earn fast loop would inevitably catch up to him.
Literally said this 6 years ago, and I'm gonna play it for you. 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, this is what 50 Cent said, and it's kind of hard to argue with him. Roll the clip.
So, like, we got issues over anger. He's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money.
And it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local host.
50 Cent continued his critique, noting that critics initially dismissed his warnings as personal jealousy, but he maintained it was a purely realistic financial critique. He argued that even the highest-paid athlete in boxing history remains highly vulnerable if his overhead expenses continuously skyrocket out of control. Furthermore, he suggested that a lifestyle dependent on endless luxury and entertainment pressure forces an aging fighter back into the ring out of necessity. Ultimately, he concluded that massive earnings mean nothing if they aren't handled wisely.
Floyd coming back to the ring. He said this 6 years ago. 50 said, I think he got to because the money gone. And then the host is like, what? How did he make $1 billion basically? And the money is gone. How is the money gone? And 50 was like, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to go into depth about it. But with that lifestyle that he live in, that flashy stuff, he'll be eager to do club hosting and get cashed out.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
Fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
What you think? It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
Fight, get the money.
A commentator reported that the battle behind the scenes is still raging, and multiple insiders confirm the bout hasn't been formally called off. He claimed to hold definitive proof, but is holding back until the day ends to keep the news serious. The commentator also questioned why Netflix's representative, Ian, is reaching out to him rather than addressing the individual responsible for the alleged scam. He noted that the situation is escalating daily amid claims that Mayweather's erratic behavior is fueled by a severe cash crunch, forcing him into aggressive money-making tactics. While the fight was locked in for Netflix on September 19th, Mayweather is reportedly in direct breach of contract, compounding his existing multi-million-dollar legal battles with Showtime.
With Netflix, I think. I don't want to report that and not know it, but this person that Fight Hype is talking about, I think is someone involved with who is getting scammed. But there's no receipts, anything like that, but this is getting, Deontay Wilder by the day, dude. I can't believe that Floyd has gone this far. It has to be a money thing, dude. It really does. Like when I said that Floyd was going broke, or at least that he was financially unstable, people were like, oh, he's got more money than you. What are you talking about? And I wasn't even trying to be mean with it. It's just a fact of the matter that Floyd has turned to the most insane business practices and downright scamming in some cases to get money that he hasn't even earned. And this looks like another example, except he's doing it in broad daylight to Netflix. Crazy. Andreas Hale also wrote a story on this. It was supposed to be on September 9th.
Coach Malachi broke down how Floyd Mayweather Jr. is currently trapped in a massive legal dispute over claims that roughly $340 million was allegedly mismanaged or taken through bad business deals. He explained that this crisis extends far beyond simple contracts, reflecting a destructive pattern of long-term financial behavior. Simultaneously, Malachi highlighted that Floyd's toxic personal lifestyle heavily contributed to these issues, pointing to his notorious history of reckless luxury spending, massive gambling habits, and heavy financial overhead.
Heyman is clear. And now it explains why Floyd don't have Al Heyman in the lawsuit. He can't sue him. Come on, man. Al covered his tracks. Now, he may be getting sued by big corporations, stuff like that, but he's not being sued by any fighter. They can't sue him. You get what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather messed up. And adds insult to injury, Floyd Mayweather has a gambling problem, and he spends a lot of money. He loves to spend money. So whatever he have and that's in his possession, he's spending that and blowing that on top of the $340 million that he said that's owed to him. Meaning that he never really got paid from the Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor fight. Come on, man. Al Heyman got power of attorney. You dig? And he covered his tracks. So shout out to the brother man, Al Heyman. You did a good job.
Malachi continued his analysis, explaining that even massive earnings can become unstable when spending patterns are excessive and continuous. He connected both legal concerns and financial habits, suggesting that a combination of business disputes and lifestyle choices has created a complicated situation around Floyd's finances and public image.
And you've been praising him and worshiping him. Continue to praise him and worship him. You get what I'm saying? You dig? True. And another thing, let's thank Al Heyman.
You know, I guess I gotta do like everybody else and thank Al Heyman.
That's what y'all been doing. You pro Al Heyman and PBC YouTube channels and a lot of you fan bases online. That's what you've been doing. Continue to praise him then. Al is a smart businessman. He finessed the game. Let's give Al Heyman a round of applause. Good job, Al. You did a good job. And this is a lesson to all of those out there, you know, who think because you signed with the black man that you will not be taken advantage of and the white man is the evil devil. If that's your position, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with however you feel either way. But just understand, when someone wants...
Malachi offered a final perspective, noting that even history's biggest fight purses become highly unstable when daily spending remains completely unchecked. He linked ongoing legal problems directly to personal financial behavior, showing how a volatile combination of courtroom battles and dangerous lifestyle choices has severely damaged Floyd's net worth and public brand.
I can actually read the specifics of the suit and what the allegations are, but the fact that Floyd would encounter some financial issues post his boxing career is not in any way a surprise to me. When you see the types of things that, when if you believe anything that he puts on his social media, the travel that he does, the places he goes, and the amount of entourage he has, I mean, that's like a money pit. I mean, whether you're flying on private jets or you're staying at first class hotels, or you're buying expensive jewelry and cars and bags and you name it. I mean, it's all good when you're making those gigantic paydays and they're coming in, a couple times a year. You're making 40 million here and 25 million there, or even more, 100 million plus, when he fought the big mega fights with guys like Conor McGregor and Manny Pacquiao. But when that stops, that money...
Veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael noted that the ongoing economic rumors surrounding Floyd Mayweather Jr. are entirely predictable when looking at his career trajectory. According to Raphael, anyone tracking how loudly Floyd flaunted his cash over the decades could have seen this coming. While Mayweather generated historic revenue inside the ring, his financial behavior outside of it heavily damaged his current status. A relentless emphasis on private jets, hypercars, jewelry, and extreme gambling created a dangerous pattern that invited long-term financial collapse. Raphael stressed that earning power alone cannot protect an athlete from financial ruin if they lack strategic wealth management. Without strict budgeting, staggering income is easily wiped out by compounding lifestyle costs and hidden liabilities. Ultimately, the warning signs were always visible. The toxic combination of massive career earnings and equally massive spending habits made this crisis completely predictable, serving as a cautionary tale for professional sports.
40 million, it just didn't ring true to me, because Al Heyman, who is not named in the suit, but apparently is supposedly part of this problem, whatever. But I mean, I've known Al Heyman and covered Al Heyman's fighters and his business since the day he stepped in boxing in like 2002 with Vernon Forrest. And all that time, and literally in terms of the PBC, a couple hundred fighters that he's dealt with, maybe not personally, but that his team is and his company. To a fighter, you never hear anybody, even when they're retired and they're not with Al anymore, Nobody talks bad about him. In fact, if you ask most fighters, they'll tell you how good to them that he has been. That the type of money that they've helped him make and the person that he's